message. He's reading on as Allah Bari Ta'ala is putting through him, through Akhi Jibreel, the wahi, the revelation. So, in hiya illa asma'un sammaytumuha. These are names that you have invented. Ha antum wa abaukum, you and your fathers. He's reading that on. But when he says, yeah, in here, that shaitan interjected, that human shaitan. He said, these are the daughters of God, and their intercession can be accepted. In Arabic, the interjection came. You see, these are the clever people. There's always types of things going on. In political meetings, most especially. It is said that Lloyd George, the Prime Minister, at one time Prime Minister of Britain, England, he was at a political meeting. And while he's delivering his talk, trying to get people to vote for him, some clever devil, he interjected. He says, Lloyd, you know your father was a donkey cart driver. What's the connection? But this happens. Your father was a donkey cart driver. So Lloyd George, he had the presence of mind. No, got taken aback. How are you going to respond to that? So he says, yes, I remember. So I don't know what happened to the cart, but the donkey is still here. That you are the donkey. Really, he's a donkey. He's a real devil, you see. The donkey is still here. The cart, I don't know what happened to the cart. So, Allah Bari Ta'ala is carrying on with this. In hiya illa asma'un sammaytumuha antum wa abaukum ma anzalallahu biha min sultan. For which Allah has given you no authority that you should attribute daughters to Allah. In yattabi'una illa zan, this is only conjecture, guesswork, your fiction, imagination. وَمَا تَهْوَى الْأَنفُسِ, your own ego, satisfying your own ego, your own desires. وَلَقَدْ جَاءَهُمْ مِنْ رَبِّهُمُ الْهُدَى. Whereas from the beginning, Allah Bari Ta'ala has given you knowledge, guidance about the right. You had received it, and yet you're going off the track. So now, while this thing is going on, and this interjection that took place, everybody couldn't hear the Prophet ﷺ because the crowd is big. It has attracted a lot of people. Some people heard our Nabi Kareem ﷺ completing the ayah. Somebody heard the interjection. And he says, man, who said that? He said, perhaps now Muhammad has relented. You know, he is now compromising. He has reached a compromise. So the mischief maker started spreading that. Look, things are all right now. Muhammad says now, look, you can worship Allah, and you can worship Allat, Al-Manat, Al-Uzza. You can ask them to intercede on your behalf. He says, man, you know, now look, now we're going to have peace among the Quraysh. Muhammad has made an honorable compromise. So this story reached, slowly, in time, it reached Abyssinia. The Muhajirin, the Muslims had migrated to Abyssinia. You know, the persecution of the mushriks. They forced the Sahabas to migrate to Abyssinia. They get the news that, look, now there is peace in Makkah. You see, our Nabi Kareem Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam and the mushriks, they have come to an understanding. That, you know, you carry on your way, we carry on our way, look, we go together. We don't want division in the community. So they came back. In the meantime, of course, this thing didn't last for long here. As soon as our Nabi Kareem Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam heard that, you know, the rumors are going around that, you know, there is a compromise, you know, he came out condemning this. He says, no, this is false. And the persecution grew worse. It was worse than before. So by the time the Sahabas had returned, the Muhajirin had returned from Abyssinia, the things were worse than before. So they had to migrate a second time. Second time they had to flee. Now Salman Rushdie, this shaitan, He says this was part of the Qur'an. Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam did make a compromise, and later on second thought, he took it out. That is from where he gets the title, the Satanic Verses. Then from there he builds up to insinuate that the scribes, you see, our Nabi Kareem sallallahu alaihi wasallam was an ummi, one who didn't know how to read or write. So as the revelation came, he had to ask the scribes to write down what was given to him by inspiration, by wahi. For example, if the revelation came, Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim, Qul huwa Allahu ahad. He's asking the scribe, write it down. Write down. Qul huwa Allahu ahad. What did you write? Say, Qul huwa Allahu ahad. Say, He is Allah, the one and only. So, Allahu Samad, God the eternal absolute. Write it. They wrote it. What did you write? So, Allahu Samad. So, Lam yalid wa lam yulad. He begets not, nor is he begotten. The scribe wrote it down. So what did you write? So Lam yalid wa lam yulad. So wa lam yakun lahu kufuwan ahad, and there's nothing like unto him. So his scribe writes it. Wa lam yakun lahu kufuwan ahad. So what did you write? So wa lam yakun lahu kufuwan ahad. Passed. This is how the dictation took place. This is how it was written, and this is how it was confirmed. So now he creates an imaginary situation where he puts now Salman Farsi, Salman the Persian. He calls him that bum from Persia. Salman Farsi, the Sahaba of our Nabi. In his book he calls him that bum from Persia, Salman. He was told to write down. So he writes. And our Nabi is asking, what have you written? He was asked to write. He says, Allah is all-knowing, all-hearing. So he would write, Allah is all-knowing, all-seeing. He was told, Allah is all-knowing, all-hearing. He would write, just trying it out, whether Muhammad knows his presence of mind, whether he really knows what he's dictating, or he's just, just thinking loudly and anything can pass. So he said, what did you write? Say, Allah is all-knowing, all-seeing. So the Prophet looks at him, smiles, and says, it's possible. Passes it. Our Nabi Kareem Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, under inspiration, is telling them to write something about the Christian. He changes the word Christian to Jew. So what did you write? So he reads, the Jew. So the Prophet smiles. As you know, I think the word Jew is preferable, is better than writing Christian. So in other words, he's insinuating that this is how things have crept into the Quran without the Prophet knowing what's going on. That means the scribes are taking him for a ride. These are the satanic verses in the Quran. This is the title of his book. Now, the things that insinuations, swearings, open swearing, which I can't utter in the masjid. I don't know how I'm going to do it tomorrow. As our brother, our Imam Baker introduced, he said, I'm going to walk a tightrope. Shall I or shall I not? Shall I utter the word or what can I do? The respect that you have for me. And the respect goes. He said, Deedat, Ahmed Deedat can utter such filthy, dirty words. See, our cases have been going by default. Because we are crying. We are crying to the verses, look, he swore my mother. So what did he say? So no, very, very bad. What did he say? So no, I can't say.